Okie dokie, A pushers. Here we go. So this is like a tutorial to explaining how to do the breaking down the DBQ and bucketing exercise. This is just really a way to help you structure and build a DBQ. So the top part here, the first 4 questions, are just very simple questions to help you decipher what it is that you're being asked to do. So first question, what are you being asked to answer? Are you being asked to answer why did something start? What's the comparison contrast? What were the reasons why World War II was fought? Whatever, right? So what are you being asked to answer there? And so you just write in, this is what the questions ask me to answer. What type of essay are you being asked to write? So is this a comparison contrast type of essay? Is this an essay asking you to write continuity and change over time? How did things change, but how did things remain the same over a period of time? Is this a causation essay? What caused these events to take place? Is this a periodization essay? How does this how does this event signify the starting of a new era or a new period in history, right? So what type of essay are you being asked to write? And then explain, how do you know? Usually there's some indicators in there, right? If it says, what was the cause? Oh, hint, hint, winky, winky, that's a causation essay. If it says, explain what changed and what remained constant or remained the same, that's a continuity and change over time essay, right? So how do you know? What were the key words in there that told you what kind of essay this was? Is there a time period restriction on the essay? So very often on prompts, it'll tell you to restrict your answer to a certain period of time. Do not stray outside of that period of time. In your evidence. In context, as long as it's relevant context, can be outside of that period of time. But for your evidence, it has to fall within that parameter, right? If it says from 1800 to 1856, everything that you write about, other than your context, has to be within that time period. Okay, so is there a time period on the prompt? And then just rewrite the prompt in your own words. If you can put something in your own words, you can take something and then restate it in your own way. That means that you got it, that you understand what it is that you're being asked to do. Very simple questions that all relate back to the prompt. All right, so now here comes the tricky part. And it's not that tricky, just if you've never done it before, it can be a little confusing. It's called bucketing, and it's a way to structure the body of your essay. So here you go. So here's your buckets. And what I want you to do is go through all of the documents, read the prompt, and then go through all the documents, figure out what the documents are about. And then I want you to come up with 2 to 3, ideally 3, at least 2, right? Ideally 3 big ideas or 3 main points that you're going to make to explain your thesis. At least, ideally 3, at least 2 big points, big ideas, big themes that you're going to use in explaining and supporting your thesis. Okay, so it could be something as simple as economics and politics, or politics and social history, right? It could be something like that, but it could be whatever it is that you come up with. 2 to 3 big ideas or main points that you're going to use to explain and support your thesis. So then what you're going to do is, in the green part here, and I'm showing, right? In the green part, you're just going to write what those main points or what those themes are. So that's basically naming your buckets here. These are your buckets. Your buckets are your big ideas. And then you're going to begin dropping you're going to begin dropping documents into the buckets that support or relate to your main points. So if your main point, let's say, is economic changes, okay, just for an instance, theme main point number 1 is economic changes. If documents 2 and 6 and 3 support that main point, so you're going to write in the document numbers here and then explain underneath bucket 1, explain how that document is related to or helps support that theme or that point. And then you just do that for the rest, right? So your ideas are your buckets, and then you're just dropping documents into the buckets that you're going to use to kind of develop your main ideas and your points. You're going to use those documents to support your arguments. Okay, and then obviously these become your body paragraphs. So you'll have your introduction, your introductory paragraph or paragraphs where you kind of introduce the essay, bring in your thesis, give your context, and then your body paragraphs here, where you're developing your argument and supporting your argument with relevant evidence from the documents. You can use documents in multiple different spots, right? So document 2 could work in your first point, and it could also work as well in your third point. It could work in all 3, maybe. Okay, so the buckets are your main ideas, and then in the blue column, you're writing down which document you're using, and then explaining the reasons how that document supports each of these points. So there you go. That's the DBQ bucketing exercise. This is the way that you're going to develop and begin to build your DBQ. All right, Panthers. We'll talk to you next time.